Howdy crew. Yeah, thought I'd do another video. I want to say first of all, g'day to Jamie and Beth, Gav. Thanks for your comments, guys. Pretty cool. And Bethany, not too long, hey? I wonder if you're at the how many sleeps away till Canada stage. But if so, just mark them out, show us the calendar or something, hey? Anyhow, Gav, peace and party. Gav brought up firmly believes and is promoting the idea of there is no such thing as male and female. Yeah, I mean, I can understand what you're saying there, and I've been giving that a lot of thought just lately too. So, I drew a diagram. Here we go. Now this is a three-dimensional diagram. Imagine a sphere. I didn't draw the sphere because I'm not really good at drawing spheres. But anyhow, you've got a pole going right up and down the middle, and then out the sides as well. So you've got 90 degrees in between them, and also that one. Okay, and they're spectrums, basically poles, I suppose, if you want to call them poles, things to be polarized. I think that's the concept that you disagree with, is the polarization of the sexes and genders and expressions and all that. But anyhow, I'm not quite sure. I'm sure you'll let me know though. In this spectrum, you've got three axes that you can be anywhere on those axes. The main axis, I reckon, is probably the biggest one, the one that has more diversity or variance in it, is the expression axis, and that's all the way from feminine expression up the top and masculine expression, and anywhere in between. You can be anywhere. I mean, you can be a little bit of masculine and lots of feminism, anywhere in between. It really can be anywhere, and I don't believe that it has to be anything, but anyhow, that's one axis. You got another one which is body type, alright, penises and vaginas, and everywhere in between. I mean, like, doesn't have to be anything. It can be anything. That's just the spectrum. And the other axis is attraction, vaginas and penises, and it can be anything in between. You might want penises only on Tuesdays and vaginas every other day. You might want it all the time or nothing at all. Everything. I mean, you know what I mean. It could be exclusive. That's up to oneself. Is it nature or nurture? Is it whatever? I mean, to me, I've seen it the way it's come across to me, and knowing exactly my upbringing and know exactly what's happened in my life, talking very extensively with my father and my mother when she was alive. It's biological, there's no doubt about it. There's nothing in my life that introduced this concept to me. This concept or perception was already there when I was born. It's taken, and this is, I really believe this, it's taken me many years to be able to communicate exactly how I feel. That's it. Once to the point where I can communicate how I feel, and I feel confident in that communication, if that communication is not accepted by people, well, I mean, hey, life's pretty hard from that moment on. The intersex and transsex has been going on forever. Full stop. There's no modern drug that causes it. It's life. That's the whole issue that seems to be at hand, that nobody seems to want to, just accept, and that is life, and if it's not doing anybody any harm, or if it's not negative in nature and positive in nature, then life is good. And to me, life is interesting. Life, life can be so much. I like writing songs and all that. I've written a song called "Anything Is Possible If You Dare to Dream It," and that's true. You know, like if it's in here and you want it to be out here, visualize it, be it. You know. Now, the thing is that should I accept myself for who I am? Okay, let's look at this biologically, because it's a biological situation. All fetuses are conceived neo-female. They're all female to start with, basically. And then there are certain hormonal washes which promote things in one direction or another. I didn't get my testosterone wash when it was organising the brain. I got it every other time, just not then. My brain basically seems to be default female. I would really, really like to be able to have a male's brain transplanted into my body to alleviate the bullshit that I've had to go through my whole life, but that's sort of not possible, because then I'll be thinking like them. I've got to sort of protect the brain. I've got to protect my mind. I've got to protect what I think, and I've got to get to a point where I can communicate what I think, not try and jumble up what I think to the point where I can't even communicate it, or it doesn't even make sense to me. So, number one, keep hold of this. This is the most important thing in one's life. You can lose every other part of your body, but keep this. So, and hence the reason actually why I'm doing this. I'm going through this to keep this. That's the whole point. The point in which my mind is at odds with what I'm expecting out of life, the older I get and the more I know and the better I can communicate, the less I have patience for it. It has to happen, you know. Some people arrive at this point many years earlier. Some people don't have certain environmental pressures, peer pressures, parental pressures. Nowadays is what they used to have back then too, so things can be allowed to come out a lot faster, and hence would probably seem to have more intensity because it's unbridled, you know. Mine was definitely bridled, hence 38 years of age and I'm dealing with it now. There's no way in this world that I can just accept me. Alright? It's not a case of just being able to accept me, because if that was possible, I probably would have arrived at that already. I mean, I accept life, and I like life, and I'm glad to be a part of life. But if I had my choice, things would be a lot different. Because I didn't think I had a choice, I therefore, yeah, no worries, I'll put up with what I've got. And that, just putting up with, just for the funny way of looking at life, and it's just a very subtle thing. I wasn't happy with myself. Other people seem to be happy with themselves. I just wasn't, but I was putting up with it. And after 38 years of putting up with it, you get tired. Some people, like I said, arrive at this point earlier. Some people arrive at this point later. But I'm just physically tired, all right, of having to deal with this on a day-to-day basis. So there is no just putting up with me. There is no just coming to terms with whatever. There is no label that anybody can put on me that will address my situation. That's simple. I am somewhere on this scale, and that's the point. If people consider that you can only be up here, or only be down there, or only be exclusive here, or only be exclusive there, or only be exclusive here, or only be exclusive there, or if you don't believe that in any of them, and believe that that doesn't even exist, or whatever, that's not recognizing the fact that people actually exist at certain points and exist completely within that sphere. That represents every single human and actual living creature on this earth. That sphere is represented with every single thing, whether it be mice, rats, birds, snakes, it doesn't matter what it is, dolphins, you know, they all follow that sphere. In nature we don't get to see the variance that much, because a lot of the time the variances are weeded out because of natural selection, you know, and that's just a fact of life. So look, I better wrap this up. Have fun, that's my take on it, and yeah, enjoy life, drink more Coke. Catch ya.